welcome to Optimal Health and Vitality After 50. My name is Trisha O'Hara. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining today. This channel is all about ways of living a healthier, longer, vital life as we age. Because now, compared to say 20, 30 years ago, we're living a lot longer. At least I think the average age now is around 85, I think in the US. And I think worldwide, maybe it's around 88. So we want to make sure that we make the most of our time while we're still here on this planet, right? We want to live healthy and vital. So this channel is about ways of encouraging that. Anyway, I hope that you will find my videos encouraging and inspiring. Today, I would like to talk about ways of enjoying your life after 50. So probably when you're younger, you perhaps were raising a family, you're raising kids, and you had a career that hopefully you were passionate about. But as we get older, approach 50 or maybe 60, maybe people are thinking of retiring or already are retired. And so they've done studies that it's to help prolong our lifespan is we need to keep our brains mentally active as well as our body. So today I just want to talk about a few ways of making this happen. So I think what's really important every day is to have a reason to get out of bed. Like for me, I love my job. I love helping people. I love being of service to others. And when I decided to put this YouTube channel, because I love studying, I always love learning. I've had my clients for the last 7 years. When are you going to put a channel together? So I'm finally doing it. But I'm always learning. So the moment I get up, I usually get up around 4:30 in the morning. I find that works the best for me. I'm a complete morning person, but don't ask me to do anything strenuous at 6 o'clock at night, because that I won't be able to do. But so from the minute I get up, I don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV for probably 15 years. So from the minute I get up, the AirPods go in and I'm listening to a podcast. I'm feeding my mind with knowledge. And I think that that's really important to keep feeding ourselves education. And education shouldn't end, when we graduate from high school or college. I think it's a continual thing. I plan on learning till the day I die. So that's just something that inspires me and motivates me, to continue to feed my mind. So I think that if we can get out of bed and find a reason to get out of bed, something that we're passionate about, that's a step in the right direction. All right. So hopefully you will have something, a reason to get out of bed every day. And maybe that's even to take care of your kids. Maybe that's to, go volunteer somewhere, whatever that is for you. Hold on to that. If it keeps you feeling alive. So the second tip I would like to talk about is to continue to expand your education. I think that that's really important. For me, like I already just said, I always love to continue to learn. I don't watch TV. If I'm not, working out or working with clients, I'm always educating myself, listening to podcasts. Even when I'm running, I try to listen to podcasts and just continue to feed my mind. And now, because they say that, stimulating your brain helps to prevent it from aging. So I'm also learning 2 languages. I'm learning Russian and French. And Russian is not an English. It is not an easy language at all. In fact, when I first started working with my tutor, I said, I don't need to learn the alphabet, because it's a Cyrillic alphabet, completely different from the Latin alphabet that we have. I said, you don't need to teach me the alphabet. Just want some common everyday words that I can use with my Russian clients so that I can speak Russian to them. It was actually pretty funny. So I know I can read Russian, I can speak Russian. I'm still in the process of learning, but it's just cool for me to be able to now switch from, I could speak to 3 different people, one person being Russian, one, English speaking person, and one French speaking person. And I can change. It's amazing on in a split second, your brain can go from one language to the next. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So that could be maybe, you're inspired to learn a language. It just really opens up that, part of your brain. And it's work. But if you're willing to put in the work, I think you'll find the benefits far outweigh the monotony of trying to learn a new language. So tip number 3 is to engage in new activities. So like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, it's really important not only to stimulate your brain, but also to stimulate, your body. use your body. I mean, we're in a society now where everything is convenient. It's like, I personally am an elite stair climber, so, I race upstairs. But it's funny because I just finished doing a race in Monaco, and the stairs were so steep that they had escalators next to them. And I was actually, this is before the race, I was actually the only person walking up the stairs. I mean, everyone's always, taking the escalator, catching an Uber, to somewhere that's like 5 blocks away. Just people are, and some people have disabilities, so I'm not speaking of those people. I'm talking about the people that are like just literally lazy. So I think it's really important, to keep using our bodies. If it isn't, involved in a sport, then just try to get out, just, walk through nature. Walk if your work is a mile away, walk to work instead of, driving or, catching an Uber. So anyway, I think that's, sports is one way. Maybe you want to pick up like a dancing class. I've always wanted to learn hip hop, and I actually tried to take a class online, but it was a little hard to follow because I was really advanced. But that's still on my bucket list. I still would like to learn to hip hop, or taking, like a painting or pottery class. I actually studied art in college. I actually do draw, and I'm actually pretty good because I won some awards, but that just uses a creative side of me, of my brain, I think. So, that's something else. But anyway, I think that if you could, maybe it's something that you always want to do, start knocking off that bucket list now, of things that you didn't have time when you were raising a family, or you had that job that you were working 80 hours a week, and start, knocking off the bucket list of the things that you never had time, and, and that you can do now as, perhaps maybe you're retired and the kids are, in college or out of the house. Okay. Tip number 4 is, I think, one of the most amazing things. Like for me, I love to travel. So I would say travel. I have so many friends that have never left the US. Have barely even, a lot that haven't even left the state. And I just find that like so amazing. I mean, I think I've been in 45 countries. I've been here almost 6 decades now. And I think I've been 45 countries, 42 countries. And what I find amazing with traveling, so a lot of times I travel solo because I work for myself and I work with my clients online. So I can actually work from anywhere, which I love. So a lot of times I'll just pack up and I'll go live in a country for a month because I can, work online with my clients. And it's, I think you learn when you're traveling, not only, it's like I always say, it's education that money can't buy. I mean, money can't buy experience. I mean, yes, it can buy physical experience, but I'm talking about like the mental and the emotional experience. I think it's one of the most amazing things. But I find like when I'm traveling, it just really opens your eyes up to like the whole world outside of your country, your neighborhood, your state, And for me, I feel like it gives me more compassion for people, and also to have more gratitude, like for what I have, and the fact that I was born in America, I think is like such, it's, such a privilege, I think, to hold an American passport. But anyway, I think traveling if that's something on your bucket list, I think you should take full advantage of that, because the world is so amazing, and you find that people are so nice and so welcoming no matter what, background they come from. In fact, I think some of the nicest people I've ever met are people in Cambodia that are literally living in like these huts on the side of a river, and they don't have power, and they don't have computers, and they don't have all this technology that we have now, but they had their family. And they were just so nice and so giving, and like, what can I do for you? Anyway, I love traveling. I always travel, and I think that that's something that you should do too. And the last thing that I would suggest, I mean, obviously there's like 1,000, and maybe I'll do another video on it. But for today, the last point I would like to talk about is volunteering. Like, I think that there's nothing more gratifying than when I volunteer, whether it be like feeding the homeless, or taking care of homeless kids, or, giving toys to underprivileged kids, or like I've gone down to Mexico and worked with kids in Tijuana, or just helping out, volunteering my time. I did that once at a school, working with these young children. And it was so sad because when I think it was over at Christmas season, and at the end when I had to leave, because I had to get back to my job and stuff, like a couple of the kids, they were like crying. They didn't want me to leave because they came so attached to me. And it was just, you know, we all have time, right? And for me, like what I get back from when I volunteer my time working with underprivileged people or children or the elderly, you know, I also used to work at volunteer at a convalescent home. I remember I think it was Wednesdays, every Wednesdays it was beauty day. So I was painting like this 92-year-old man's, he wanted red fingernail polish. So I was painting his nails red, and it was just like so amazing. And also the stories that I heard, I mean, of these people that had been around 9 decades or, you know, 10 decades, the stories that they had, and they just, you know, it's so amazing. It's stuff that you don't get now, you know? And so I think if you really want to feel gratitude for like your life and feeling fulfilled of helping someone else or just giving of your time, there is nothing more, I don't know, like I always say that I think that I get more back, you know, what I get in return is something that money can't buy. So if you ever get a chance to volunteer, whether it be with, you know, children or the elderly or people or, you know, a foreign country, do it. I mean, what you get back is priceless. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed those tips for today. I hope you go out and live your dream, live the life that you imagine. And thank you for sharing. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. And I will see you next week. Go out and be amazing. Bye now.